All right, it's Friday. This is Curtis with Speak for MC, and we are here for quotes across locations. It's a podcast every Friday where we just take a couple minutes together to look at quotes from a particular topic while I am at a undisclosed location. Usually I highlight where I'm at. It's like a park or somewhere outdoors. But today I am going to say is an undisclosed location, even though I will take a picture and put it on the YouTube version of this podcast. But I am in one of my favorite spots. It's a canal. It's a canal that's largely unbothered by, boats and fishing and people. So you see a lot of different animals. You see manatees and dolphins and, of course, alligators. You even saw some stingrays. So it's a peaceful location. It's somewhere I like to go to just unwind and reflect. So speaking of reflection, let's talk about some quotes. And today's topic of quotes is going to be inspired by a training I just did the other day where we talked about purpose-driven choices and understanding your values and behaving in a way that reflects your values. Integrity, saying, hey, my core values are this, so I'm going to do my best to make decisions that align with them. You won't be perfect. You'll slip up. You'll make mistakes. That's a given. We've all made them. But are we trying our best? Are we trying our best to behave in ways that reflect who we want to be, what our core values are? Some examples, for me, it'd be family, confidence, compassion, empathy, collaboration. So the idea is, in my professional life and in my personal life, am I behaving in ways that reflect those core values? If I'm not, and they truly are my core values, I'm going to adjust to make sure I am. If I'm not, and it doesn't bother me, then they're probably not my core values. So we really just have to ask ourselves, hey, what's most important to us? What's deep down underneath our iceberg? Who are we? How do we define ourselves when no one's watching? Who are we when no one gives us credit for being who we are? That's the truest form of yourself. That's who you are in your purest. So let's talk about it. I got some quotes here that are inspired by that. The very first one, it says, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. And obviously, this is primarily about focusing on what we can control, right? You can't fix people. You can't control people. You can do everything right sometimes, and the person gives you a response that is not ideal. You can do everything wrong sometimes, and the person gives you a response that is ideal. Sometimes you take the high road and be the bigger person. We've all been there. I have some experiences that are on my mind right now, on the tip of my tongue right now, that I will not share, though, at the moment. Later, but not now. But the idea is you can't change everything. There's some things that are out of your control, but how you frame them, that is 100% your responsibility. What you look for is 100% your responsibility. When it rains, it pours, maybe, if you're looking for more rain, but you get the chance to decide. And I think that's a really powerful message and a powerful quote. Let's look at another one. Nothing gives one person so much advantage over another as to remain cool, unruffled, under stressful circumstances. And that was actually Thomas Jefferson. So nothing gives one person power than remaining cool under stressful circumstances. So the idea here is, can you maintain a level head? Try to avoid responding impulsively. A story I told in the training yesterday that had to do with this is we were at a baseball game, and a couple stood over us while we were sitting in our seats and said, you need to get up now, you're in our seats. Not ask, not, hey, can I see your ticket? You need to get up now. Like, very disrespectful. We said, no, these are our seats. And they inched in even closer and said, no, you're in ours. So you could tell they are escalating. They're getting more agitated. I have a choice in that moment. Do I respond with that escalation, with more escalation, with a power struggle, or do I remain cool? And I'll be honest with you, my initial feeling was to escalate things because it's extremely disrespectful for no reason. But right when I was about to escalate, I looked to my right and I noticed that the couple had a son who was about 7-8 years old, and he looked distraught. Like, he looked upset about what was happening. And as soon as I saw him, I snapped back, got back into remaining cool, and just had a conversation with the couple, and we looked at each other's tickets and we realized that they were in fact wrong. They apologized and they left. And I mean, to be honest, when I say apologize, I think they under their breath said sorry. But you know, that's not the point. That's not the point. We have to remain cool in those situations. Here's another one. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only love can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. And obviously that's Dr. Martin Luther King. That's one of my favorite ones. Yeah, hate begets hate. Power struggles, fighting, it's just a cycle. Even if you win, they're just looking to get their win back. It's like this never-ending thing. So give out love, give out compassion, give out empathy. If you can't do any of those, then give out some sympathy. But you truly do get what you put out, you know. And this goes back to making decisions that align with your values, you know. And I mean, we've all been there. We all get into power struggles from time to time. I have. Sometimes I'm in one that I don't want to be, but I get to frame how I'm going to approach it and what I'm going to do, and if I'm going to behave in ways that represent who I am and who I am striving to be. So unconditional kindness truly is a superpower. Being kind to others without expecting something in return, there might not be many things in the universe that are more impactful than that. And then here's my last one that I have printed on my paper. The high road is always respected. Honesty and integrity are always rewarded. The high road is always respected. Honesty and integrity are always rewarded. And integrity is a really powerful word that I think everyone believes is important, yet demonstrating it is an everyday effort. You have to be intentional. And really for me, and I don't have the textbook definition in front of me, but integrity is what you do when no one is watching. That represents who you are at your core. Like a really silly example of this is, you know, if you put away the grocery cart in Publix when no one sees you put it away. Now, maybe you believe it's not your job to put it away. Then I don't know if that's necessarily an issue with integrity. That's just more your beliefs and your opinions on this particular topic. But if you would put that cart away when people are watching, because you want to show them, hey, this is the right thing to do. But then when no one is watching, you're like, let's just get out of here. That's when it's problematic with regard to saying you have integrity. So the idea, again, going back to our initial theme, it's not necessarily the choices you make when everyone's watching. It's the choices you make when no one is, as they relate to your core values. And that is truly what defines us. So I encourage you and myself, because every one of these episodes is not just for you, but it's for me to remind me to clearly define what your core values are. What are your non-negotiables? Who do you want to be? What's your legacy? And then do your best to make choices that align with it. There's peace in that, there's growth in that, and more often than not, you're going to have a positive impact on the people around you when you do that. So yeah, this has been Quotes Across Locations. I liked this topic. I liked this discussion. If you enjoyed it, or there is something that came to mind based on what we were talking about, feel free to jump into the comments. hit that like button. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions. You can listen to the other episodes of this podcast on all podcast platforms. I also put it up on YouTube. Quotes. Not every quote is for every person, but if one of these quotes connected with you and brightened up your day or got you thinking or inspired you just a little bit, I think we're doing some good things. So this is Quotes Across Locations. This is Curtis Campogni with Speak for MC, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.